And welcome back, everybody, to another edition of the Auburn Undercover podcast here on the Auburn Undercover YouTube channel. Jason, as we kind of roll through this week, headed into the first home game, we have visitors on campus, and we'll touch on that towards the end of the show. Auburn got some negative news on Monday. Hezekiah Harris, who was the longest tenured commitment.
Yep.
Before that, it was Denarius Gray, and we've seen the class kind of turn over a little bit. He made his final decision on Monday.
Yeah.
After being committed to Auburn since Big Cat last year, he was deciding between sticking with Auburn or flipping to Tennessee or Florida. He ends up flipping to Tennessee, a move that, not a huge shock. We kind of saw it coming once he announced that he was going to do a final decision. Auburn tried to kind of calm those storms earlier in the year by bringing in his older brother as a preferred walk-on offensive lineman. I think that was an investment they were willing to make.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if monetarily there was as much investment that Auburn was willing to make that some other schools were.
Yeah, and I think you look at it too. Everything's about roster. Roster retention, the things you're doing, the guys you're bringing in. I think if you're Auburn, you look at it and you go, and you really like the guys you have on campus right now. And where does he fit? Is he more of a defensive end? Is he more of a stand-up guy? I think he's probably more of a defensive end down the road. And you think about the guys you brought in. You got Jared Smith, and what little we saw Darion Smith the other day too. You go like, man, that's an investment you want to continue with because he was really good against Baylor the other night. So yeah, everything is about it. And you're right too. Final decision nowadays is not a final decision. A final decision is made till December. And so there's a lot of things that left to be determined for this one. But I think for Auburn, you're going, look, there's other things that you feel like, hey, where you might need to put resources towards right now. And that could change as you get into the season.
And here's the thing with Hezekiah as a player. Really high ceiling, kind of a low floor at this stage. I'm not trying to talk down on Hezekiah as a player. He's obviously ranked highly for a reason. If he hits, he can be a really good player. But he's a guy that's going to need a little bit of seasoning. He's going to need a little bit of time. And if you're going to invest big money into an edge, into a defensive end, Tank Jones, Zion Ely, Trenton Henderson, they're
guys,
more ready.
Correct, ready to play early. I think that's something you're looking for. And it's something that you might, with a roster like this too, those are guys you might be able to go, hey, let's go find that kind of guy because you feel good about other spots, guys you kept as well.
Yeah, if you're going to spend big money, I did after the Baylor win, saying, look, there's still a long way to go, still need to rack up more wins, but here's some 5 big flip names that Auburn could go after if they have a good season, if this keeps going. Tank Jones and Zion Ely, 2 of the main ones that kind of stick out. If you're going to invest big money, those are 2 guys that are really ready to go. The other thing, Jason, is what happens with Jaquez Wilkes? He's been recruited as a linebacker, but he's listed as an edge on recruiting websites. That's where he's ranked. Other schools, every other school recruited him as an edge. Feel like he keeps growing. We've said the whole time he feels like a J.J. Falk. Like, yeah, you recruited him as a linebacker, but
you're talking about upside. Yes. Yeah. That's it. And J.J. Falk makes the trip. I mean, he was 3rd on the depth chart, makes the trip. Still got Jamonte Waller, still got Joe Phillips. There are some pieces to build on right there, too. So you're right. Wilkes is a guy that feels like that's probably where he winds up, too. So
So what if you take the money that you alleviate from not taking Hezekiah Harris, Wilkes is an edge, and then you go after another linebacker.
Correct.
You circle back on Tootle. You go after someone else.
Lots of options. Again, December. It's we're now into September, but you're still talking about 3 months away to figure some things out, and a whole lot will be determined by what Auburn looks like from an on-the-field standpoint here in the next few weeks as well.
Yeah, Jason, headed into this weekend, it's Ball State, but it's the home opener, and as we've kind of talked about, you only have 2 opportunities to get guys on campus in the first 6 weeks.
The
first 7 because of the bye week.
Before Georgia. So get, like you're talking about, you haven't had them the entire month of August. July as well.
July, yeah.
So it's been a long time. So these next couple of weeks, even though they're not the biggest name opponents,
you've got to load up.
You're gonna have a chance to get some guys on campus, and it'll be a lot of 27-28s because you'll use some back end of the season for big name guys when you have big teams on campus. But you also have a couple official visits as well here early on too, which will be really important to kind of get that first taste for a couple of guys.
Yeah, and last check, Peyton Valzone, the Auburn quarterback commit from Pennsylvania, he'll be down. Not only his first Auburn game, his first time on Auburn's campus, first Auburn visit.
Yep.
He'll be in for his official visit as of now. Kentrell White, the tight end commit from the Atlanta area, he's been here, but he's taking his official visit this weekend. Again, it's Monday as we record this. Things can kind of change with that visitor list. And as we get closer to Saturday, We'll have more on that as well
Yep.
over at auburnundercover.com. Adrian Cole, a big-time safety from the Atlanta area, coming in 2027, ranked as a 4-star. I think you're going to see a really solid chunk of 2027s that are top guys, top targets that will be in on Saturday.
I agree. I think, there'll be some names and some people that you go to, okay, put a star beside that name to think about for the future. So lots of those names. Chris, before we wrap up, last week we did it, some guys that had good weeks, and man, we saw some video last night of a couple of really outstanding. Jace Matthews is where you have to start. That was incredible, like Cam Coleman type stuff. When you start, that's what Auburn went after him for, to see plays, and he delivered in week 1.
Yeah, Auburn locked in. They wanted one really high-end receiver in this class. Jace Matthews was the guy that, as things went on, he was the guy that they felt like he can be an immediate contributor. He can be the star of that room in the future. They felt like he was the guy. And in his season debut, he showed it. I think it was something like 5 catches for 80-something yards and a touchdown.
Acrobatic stuff.
Ridiculous catches. 5 ridiculous catches. He looked really good. And then his Mississippi counterpart, Braylon Womack, has a huge game defensively, huge game on offense.
Special team stuff. I mean, he's all over the place. There's a reason why Auburn went to Mississippi for a couple guys like that. And I think when you start talking about guys that you think about are faces of the class, they've got some opportunities in this class, because from the average ranking stuff, Auburn's class is really good. Those are 2 guys that you continue to watch and go, man, those are guys that have a chance to contribute right away next year.
Yeah, and then the face of the 2027 class, Jalen Scott, the Williamson safety who flipped from Florida State this summer. 7 tackles, 2 interceptions in his season debut.
Yep.
So a really good start for him as well. Jason, one more thing I want to touch on super quick. I did my 5 big flips. As I was kind of sitting there digesting the game, thinking through the weekend, seeing draft guys put out draft stock improving, stuff like that. Connor Lew looks like he's going to be gone after 3 years, as Auburn's kind of still pursuing another offensive lineman.
Mm-hmm.
What it would do if Auburn can send Connor Lew and Xavier Chaplin high in the NFL draft, these other guys as well, trying to pursue a guy like Manny Iheanacho, those guys.
Yeah.
What it could potentially do for Auburn's recruiting pitch at that position.
Yeah, because we talked about it. December is when when you really go final decision, that's when it is. And so you look, and Auburn has a season like that. Those guys play the way they did in week 1 and build on those things. And you start looking and going, hey, you just got 4 guys drafted off one team, maybe a couple in the first round on the offensive line. It changes your recruiting pitch right away. So you're right. Yeah, I don't think anybody's off the table. I see these things go up, I'm done. I'm like, I don't think anybody's done until it's done.
No one in Auburn's class,
or anybody else. I don't think it matters. Yes, so you're right. You can change things in a hurry here, come the next couple of months if you continue this process, especially on that offensive line.
Yeah, so Jason, I think we'll wrap it up there for today's show. Appreciate everyone tuning in. If you're not over at auburnundercover.com, what day is today? The 1st?
Yes.
Okay, so the 75% off promo goes through the 2nd, so this podcast will get posted on the 2nd. So if you're listening on Tuesday, you can still take advantage of that 75% off promo. Best deal of the year, $2.50 a month. Highly recommend checking that out and joining us for the season. Appreciate everyone here on the YouTube. Make sure you're subscribed to that as well. That's totally free. Had a ton of great content over at Baylor. Gonna have a ton of great content all season.
Yep.
And so appreciate everyone for tuning in.
Yep. Check us out. Absolutely.
Yeah. We'll catch you guys next week.